It's a longer proclamation of the Passion narrative. The Roman Missal says a brief homily may be given at this time. So we'll see how successful I am in the brief part of the homily. But as we enter into this Holy Week, we meditate on this event of what we call the Paschal Mystery, the passion, death, and resurrection of Jesus Christ, which saves us, which is salvation for the world. Certainly, while it is an historical event in history that occurred, it is also a mystery that continues to unfold in our lives because Christ is with us. So the power of this event is infused into our lives. So as we reflect on this Paschal mystery, I invite you to take a pause entering into this week and reflect on, where do I find myself in my life? And in doing so, where do I find myself then in the story of the Passion narrative, which we just heard proclaimed? Maybe in my life things are going very well. I'm thanking and praising God, like those people in the triumphal entry that we began with, in Jesus' triumphal entry in Jerusalem. Maybe I've found that in my life I've sort of betrayed Jesus or denied him with my words or my life, like St. Peter. Maybe I find myself, I've just been too busy, I don't really have time for Jesus in my life or so on, or it seems too inconvenient, I'll just wash my hands of him like Pontius Pilate. Maybe I find myself like Christ, that I've been hurt and wounded by others, or that I've been unjustly condemned or accused. Where do I find myself in the Passion story? And wherever you find yourself, wherever you find ourselves in life, it's to be reminded that at the heart of all of this is precisely Christ crucified. Christ who on the cross uttered those words, "Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do." The mystery of Christ's cross is at the heart of it. So whether I perhaps find myself in that place of praise and thanksgiving, that then I adore and give thanks to God all the more for his saving victory in our lives. Whether I find myself feeling like I've betrayed or denied Christ, to hear those words that we crave for, the forgiveness of Christ from the very cross, even to those who wound and hurt him. Maybe, as I said, as we approach the cross, we find ourselves like Christ, wounded or accused or condemned unjustly. But yet, we look at Christ to recognize that even to those who wounded him and hurt him, he never ceased to love. He persevered in that love, even to those who wounded and condemned him. So whatever resentment or unforgiveness or anger that I carry, it's there at the foot of the cross that all gives way to forgiveness, to love, to peace. Whatever wounds I carry to the cross, you see, it's precisely at the foot of the cross where our own wounds are transformed. That rather than for us being a source of bitterness, resentment, anger, transforming us from being wounded wounders who wound others, that we are transformed to be wounded healers. That our own woundedness can instead become a source of healing, of life, of blessing for others. So as we take all things to the cross this week, where do I find myself in the Passion story?